everyone, and welcome back to another segment of Eat, Sweep, and Be Savvy. My name's Jennifer, and I am the dietitian at the Belleville and Quinte West Community Health Center, and I am here again today to give you 3 tips on how to stay healthy, organized, and tidy in your home and keep your food budget on track. So our first tip today is eat, and we're actually going to talk about hydration. Hydration is really important. By the time you start to feel thirsty, you're already dehydrated. So when people tell me, oh, I just don't feel thirsty, we need to remember that our bodies don't always tell us when we need fluid. It sometimes tells us too late. So keep your eyes on how much you're drinking in a day. How much should you drink? Well, we should drink about 2 to 3 liters of fluid in a day. And all the fluid that we take in does count. Soups, really highly hydrated vegetables like celery and cucumbers, water, tea, all of the fluids that we take in a day do count towards our total of that 2 to 3 liters. However, some fluids are better than others. Water being your number one source. Your body just uses it the best. And some other fluids like energy drinks, pop, coffee, those tend to have a lot of sugar and caffeine in them and sometimes do not always give us the benefit that water does. Sometimes it can act as a diuretic, making you go to the bathroom more. And also just that those added calories and stimulants aren't necessarily good for us. So what does 2 to 3 liters of water look like? Well, that could be the equivalent of 4 to 6 standard bottles of water. Those are about 16 ounces apiece. It could be about 64 to 96 ounces. Or it could be the same as 8 to 10 8-ounce glasses of water. So think of a measuring cup, 1 cup being 8 ounces, 8 to 10 of those. Our next tip is sweep. And I just want to talk about homemade cleaners. We did a recipe for one a little while ago that was mostly things like baking soda and vinegar, which are totally safe to use. The only thing we need to be really cautious of when making our homemade cleaners is chemicals like bleach. Bleach, when mixed with things like vinegar or rubbing alcohol or other stuff like that, can cause harmful chemicals to be produced and also harmful gases. So if you're cleaning with, say, ammonia and bleach, that can actually create a very harmful chemical that if you breathe in, you can be in a lot of trouble. So I recommend when using bleach, just mix it with water if you feel like you need to use it. Otherwise, choose things like vinegar, baking soda, dish soap, that sort of thing. Those are going to be much safer for your homemade cleaners. And finally, our last tip, be savvy, is to keep our budget on track when trying to include a lot of fruits and vegetables in our diet. So we know that we need fruits and vegetables for fiber, for nutrients, vitamins, minerals, but sometimes they can be pretty expensive. So some ways to get around that are to buy frozen and canned fruits and vegetables. Frozen are just as good as fresh. They last longer, and a lot of the time you can get them on sale, so they're cheaper. Canned fruits and vegetables tend to have a little bit more salt and sugar. So I often recommend that you first look for the ones that are packed with no salt added or with less sugar added, such as packed in water or packed in a fruit juice or a very light syrup. And then what you want to do is you want to drain off the liquid that comes in the can and rinse them. Rinsing the fruit sometimes doesn't work so well, but rinsing the vegetables does. And if you're going to cook the vegetables in water, use fresh water, not the water from the can. Also, look for in your grocery store for the rack that has the less than perfect fruits and vegetables that are on sale because they're about to go bad. Those are often quite discounted and still just as nutritious. You might have to cut off a bruise or something, but quite often they're just as good. And they can be used in things like soups and stews where how they look doesn't really matter because you're going to chop them up and cook them anyway. Also, using fruits and vegetables that are in your fridge that are about to go bad in other baking or, like I said, soups and stews so that they don't go to waste. That's a really good way to make sure that you're saving some money, because the last thing you want to do is buy fruits and vegetables and then have to throw them out. That seems to be just a big waste. So hopefully those tips are helpful for all of you out there, and enjoy this last little bit of summer weather as we creep into fall. Hopefully we get another little bit of heat, as I tend to like summer a little bit better. But looking for seasonal vegetables in the winter can be a little more tricky. And just do a quick Google search if you're looking for what's in season in the colder months. All right. Have a great day, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.